went to PAX, I waited in line to see the Assassin's Creed 3 demo. I got a blow up Tomahawk. We sat on crates when we got in there that put splinters in my ass. But the demo was so good that I left and automatically pre-ordered the Assassin's Creed 3 limited edition set. And I got a free t-shirt with it. Yay! The main storyline of Assassin's Creed 3 is set before, during, and after the American Revolution between 1753 and 1783. It paints a fairly accurate picture of the Americans' founding, excluding the whole evil Templar part, of course. The new protagonist is named Ra-doon-ha-gay-doon, otherwise known as Connor. He's half English and half Native American. You'll also be playing characters such as Desmond Miles, who's set in present day, and he travels back and forth within time to experience the memories of Connor, and he also collects artifacts to save the world from the 2012 apocalypse. The game has a very huge storyline with a lot of twists, so if you really want to get into this game, I don't want to spoil anything else for you, but you're just gonna have to play it for yourself.
Maybe if I just take this down, they won't see me. Haha, success.
With the old games, the gameplay mechanics were absolute shit. Like, you would be running around and all of a sudden you'll just leap off buildings to your death when you really didn't want to. And the combat was a little stiff. With Assassin's Creed 3, a lot of that has changed, which makes it a lot easier for people to get into the game without actually having to play the previous games. You'll just be confused with the storyline. You can now free run seamlessly. You can jump from building to building, to tree without having to worry about randomly killing yourself. If you can't make the jump, you're just gonna stop and you'll have to figure out which direction you're supposed to be going. The only thing about this mechanic that sucks is when you're having a chase scene, you're gonna catch on to things sometimes, which completely fucks everything up. You can now control your camera angles, and you can also fast travel, which makes everything a whole lot easier. Combat for the most part is pretty awesome, and countering is still a major component of the Assassin's Creed series, which is great. And this time you can actually choose how you're going to counter someone depending on who the person you're fighting. The animations in the game though are still the same. Absolutely brutal.
This is a magic trick. Watch this lady ninja vanish. Boom, gone.
My favorite weapon in the game is definitely the Tomahawk, and my not so favorite weapons in the game are the guns. I do love the fact that the weapons are true to the 1700th century, so when you're reloading it actually takes forever because you have to reload each bullet every time you shoot. But because of this, I really didn't go for the gun as my first choice of weapons. There is a stupid amount to do in Assassin's Creed 3, so much so that you're probably going to be playing for at least 50 hours if you want to get everything done.
Just don't forget to feed the little piglets. Yeah, they're so cute.
You can build houses and an economy, you can run a trading business and build gigantic ships, you can recruit new assassins and also send them on their missions of their own. The game is absolutely huge, but the funny thing is that all the things I just listed, a lot of that you'll have to discover on your own because the game won't actually lead you there or show you how to do any of that. So it's kind of weird that they actually added all this extra shit, but they don't showcase it at all for you. What the fuck is up with that? The multiplayer in Assassin's Creed 3 is a game all on its own, and it's best to finish almost everything in the single player mode because all the skills that you developed get transferred over to the multiplayer. There are some pretty cool multiplayer modes such as Manhunt, where teams take turns evading and tracking each other. And then there's Wolfpack, which is a cooperative mode where a group of you are assigned certain targets, whether it's scattered around the map or it's clustered. Communication is absolutely huge in this one. They truly did put a lot of detail into the multiplayer mode, so even if you're not a multiplayer person, I highly suggest just checking it out for shits and giggles. You might not be disappointed. I love how open world Assassin's Creed 3 is, and how accurate it is, how detailed it is, and the storyline and everything about it is fantastic. And I also love the fact that they listened to their fans and changed up the gameplay a little bit. The game gives you so much and changes up so much that it never seems repetitive. The only thing that might seem a little bit repetitive is the combat, but nah, that's to be expected. You'll definitely get a lot more satisfaction from being stealthy. I, on the other hand, can't be stealthy to save my life. So I just pretty much annihilated everyone I could in the most gruesome way possible. I love how much faster it is to get around places now with Assassin's Creed 3 because all you have to do is blow a whistle and magically this horse appears out of nowhere. I absolutely love the map too, and it clearly indicates everything that you need to do and exactly where you need to do it. helps out a lot, especially for an open world concept game. The ship missions in Assassin's Creed 3 were probably the most fun in the game. Absolutely loved those missions. I didn't quite like the fact that it took about 8 hours, roughly, give or take, for you to actually get really into the storyline. Like, they did an amazing job, don't get me wrong, it's just that it takes so fucking long for you to really experience what Assassin's Creed 3 is all about. Connor lacks a lot of charm, and if anything, he doesn't really seem much of an assassin. He seems more like an errand boy.
Move along. What you doing, burning my blanket?
Your blankets are infected with smallpox. You should get to the doctor right away.
Oh, that's just great.
The game is filled with glitches, and the loading can be really long, and sometimes the graphics can be a little rough. The voice acting is really good, but sometimes the voice actually isn't in sync with the animations. Everyone's definitely going to have their own opinions of Assassin's Creed 3, but for me, I felt like the game was absolutely amazing. There are just some things that are not quite perfect, and a lot of the things didn't make a lot of sense at all. But for that, I give this game a 9 out of 10. And this is my honest opinion, I assure you. Thanks for watching my review, subscribe to my channel, The NerdyNetty, follow me on Twitter at NerdyNetty, like me on Facebook, facebook.com/TheNerdyNetty, and check out my website, TheNerdyNetty.com. Thanks again everyone, I'll see you soon.